Alright, fine. I'll just start it like... Alright, fine. I'll just start it like normally. I'm not... It's not that I'm keeping that out. It's just that, you know, it'll sound weird. We are recording the podcast, Late Night Shit-Fuckery. It is, in fact, late. It is, what, like 4:36?
Oh, this is weird. It's like real oranges.
4:36. I know, right? In the, you know, morning. For context, so we got a few things to go, so we'll just take it one by one. First of all, this is a very special podcast for us. We, you know, this is the first one that we have recorded that we are in the same room for.
Yeah.
And that's why you will hear a consistent quality from our audio now. We are both sitting arm's reach of each other. Actually, I shouldn't say that. That could, you know...
I could easily slap him if I wanted to.
6 feet apart. I mean, we are sitting 6 feet apart.
Sure.
Because we are not infecting each other with the Backstreet Boys reunion tour tickets. And so we, yeah, but we are recording in the same, you know, place finally. We're back. We've had a whole weekend of recording some nice game sessions with you. I'm not going to say what games because this will probably go up before those do, but recorded some games. You know, and, yeah, we hung out with our other friends, that homeless guy, we keep bringing him back, he's fun, Aramis, you know, and then, you know, we had some good times catching up, and, yeah.
Shit, the door's still open.
Well,
we should probably close the door.
Alright, and then, what you heard GhostXan talking about was, we are drinking, instead of our usual Beppis, when I was in Liverpool, as you guys may remember, I was in Liverpool for like a decent, like almost 3 months, I think. I think I was there for like 3 months. And when I came back, I brought a bunch of soda from Britain because there's some good ones, and some weird ones that I just wanted to go stand. You know, we're kind of connoisseurs of this, so I figured I'd bring them some. So we're now trying Fanta Orange, or I guess Fanta Orange, if we want to say it European-like, and it's much different than our orange soda here, right?
Yeah.
It's like Mandarin almost.
It's actually using
it's like real orange. It's like orange juice, but
it's still Coca-Cola. Like company.
Yeah.
For this.
So it's cock, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
It's like it tastes like carbonated orange juice more than, or like carbonated Sunny D more than like orange soda that we're used to. And yeah, and it's weird. It's like got a weird
natural taste to it.
Yeah.
And still carbonated.
Yeah.
Which is usually not something we taste.
But yeah, this was something that was and you know when I drank this a lot was at Taco Bell, because Taco Bell did not have, you know, Pepsi products, right? Which sounds illegal. But yeah, so they would have a cock machine, and I wouldn't want like Sprite because I don't know. I would typically get orange soda there.
Sprite and like sparkling water are just water that's angry.
Yeah, I mean, I like Sprite. Nothing against Sprite. I don't know why. I didn't really have a good reason. I think it was because their Sprite machine was broken one time, so I got orange soda, and then once you started drinking orange soda there, it just kind of became a thing, and, you know, so that's what this reminds me of, is sitting and eating the crappy Taco Bell, because the Taco Bell over there was not very good. They only had, like, maybe a third, more likely a quarter of the menu that we have here, and, the only thing, and, like, yeah, it was just weird, and it all tasted weird. They used, like, real beef for, like, their you know, burritos and stuff, which is also, it was like cursed Taco Bell, because it was like real beef. They used like real like tortillas and stuff for the burritos and stuff. Like it tasted like it tasted like actual Mexican food. But let me preface that, don't please, Mexican trash pandas, hold off, because it was like it's like if British people legitimately tried to make Mexican food. So it's not like good Mexican, because we have like good Mexican food here. At least I think so. Like you know, in our town we have some good, like, you know, authentic places. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't like an actual like Mexican place. It was like people who had the recipes but not the culture, and they just tried with like their good all natural ingredients and stuff, which is not what you want from Taco Bell. I want dog food wrapped in like crappy, like coming out of a freaking factory, like tortilla stuff. Like, I do not want. Did you finish that, or is it frozen?
I finished it.
Okay. Sorry, he placed the can on the side, but
because
it was you could tell that it had been frozen because the bottom of the can had like popped out, and I was just, you know, anyway, but yeah,
we can't even get like a penny or nickel back off of this, because
Nickelback. We wouldn't want a nickel back from it, or maybe you do, but we, including me, I would not want a Nickelback. But yes, no, I would like to try to give this to
Pause and purchase.
and just see what they would say. Or sorry, well, Arbor will fix it. And just see what they would say about you know, us trying to return a
look at the waveform
British.
on that
I
one.
know. Look at the freaking and looking at the you know, European can, and just trying to be like, yeah, can I get a nickel for this?
Can I get like a...
The machine's not accepting this. I don't know. It says it's taken in Manchester. That's a joke, because Manchester's a town in both, and Bristol. We actually talked about this in when I was over there. We have a lot of towns in Connecticut that are also towns in Britain, like Bristol, Manchester. Obviously we have New London,
Right.
which is just, you know, New London. New Britain is another one you kind of laughed at.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We got a lot of things in the works now. And
Yep.
I fixed up the hard drives to actually work.
Well,
I had to reformat
technically, yes, you did the button pressing, but like,
also get rid of the weird ass software that was on it, just in case.
yeah,
because it was kind of bloatware that was unnecessary.
Yeah, like we know how to freaking use a portable hard drive. It wasn't really user error that did it.
It was just it
was
wasn't
just
properly listed as NTFS to exFAT.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
Like, when we looked at the Amazon page, it said, oh, you know, this works on Mac and Windows, but when it showed up, it wasn't formatted to Mac and Windows. It was just formatted to Windows. So, like, technically, it's like, yeah, it can work for Mac and Windows, but, you know, you have to reformat it when you send it to you. So it would have sucked if, like, we only had a Mac, and then it's like, it's almost false advertising, because it's like, when you first get the hard drive, it's not going to work on a Mac. You'd have to plug it into a Windows. So if someone was looking for portable hard drives and they said, oh, it says it works on Mac and Windows, so i.e. my Mac, right? And then they purchase it, and it's like, oh, no, you have to reformat it on a Windows laptop to put it in the mode that lets it go back and forth. But anyway, so yeah, we got GhostXan's birthday special going, because and we've mentioned this before, but it's just because our birthdays are too close, so it's not really around his birthday, but, like, you know, it's, in terms of the year, his is before mine, so it's gonna kind of go now, because if we did it, like, closer to his actual one, we would either have, like, an overlap, or it would just be too close with the birthday special, so we'll probably do his birthday special, and then have another game, maybe, or, like, do another game, I think, and then we'll do my birthday special, and then, yeah. But yeah, so, you know, we're back in business here, back in the old swing of things at the Garbage Fire Gaming bedroom studio.
There's no casting couch, if you're wondering.
No, because my futon's currently in bed mode, so There's no. Maybe you could make the argument if we had it in couch mode that we did have a couch, but not today.
Jeez. I don't really know what to talk about, really. We don't have much to go on right now that we really want to talk about until it shows up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, thanks for tuning in to the podcast. This is a pretty short episode.
Oh, yeah, I get to see what the lamp looks like for the first time. The depressed lamp.
Oh, right, we talked about that in the last podcast.
It's just a singular orb.
Yeah.
That just, like, slightly rises every now and then slightly drops. It takes like a really long time for it to like split apart again.
Yeah, I did fix the top of it so it is no longer, drooping its head down. And as a matter of fact, the larger one that works properly is the one sinking its head. But I could picture it from the other angle, like it's raising its head up, like kind of like a sort of thing, like, I'm working hard, like puffing its chest out, kind of. But yes, the blue one is, he finally gets to see. It's just a big white orb floating.
Could you imagine if it was like Transformer style, like, but with the Toy Story concept, where whenever we're looking away, they like transform and beat the shit out of each other? Like, that's the whole reason why it doesn't chug as much. It's being abused and we didn't even know.
Oh, man.
It's like, no, I want the limelight. I'm literal limelight! Because it's kind of a greenish, yellowish light that kind of emits from the bigger one.
Yeah, it's like a cream color, I would say, for the actual, like, liquid inside of the lava lamp, and then it's like green, light, like lime green orbs floating around.
Look how wimpy that waveform is.
We know I don't burp like that, okay? We know the two of us, you are the one that has, like, the big burps. I just kind of have little ones. But yeah, these I find the soda over there did make me burp more, so I wonder if they, like, use, like, different, like, more carbonation or something.
A specific method of it or something.
Yeah, because it does kind of make you... We also have, which maybe we'll try next on the podcast, which is what I kind of thought we'd be doing. We have the Mountain Dew that I had to drink before I found the little kiosks on the street that sold, regular American, good old American Mountain Dew, like Code Red and Voltage. I had to buy, like, this weird, like, Mountain Dew from Dubai, because all of the other, Mountain Dews that I could find, like, in convenience stores and such were all either zero sugar or diet, which I'm pretty sure the same thing. But, anyway, the point is, I didn't like either of them. I mean, I didn't try the diet one. I did try zero sugar by accident, because I didn't realize it was zero sugar, and I got it, the first time I went to Taco Bell, and it just was not good. It even looks off. It looks different. It's like a radioactive yellow, rather than the nice, matte yellow that we get now here. Like, it wasn't really piss. It was like, gross, like it was glowing.
Almost fluorescent.
Yeah, exactly. I did not like drinking that. And I almost threw it out. I mean, I hate throwing out food and stuff, but like that was just, I almost didn't finish it. But yeah, and then so I found this one store that was like a supermarket that had Mountain Dew that said, packaged in Dubai, and had, Arabic writing on it, and that tasted close to what we have here. So
what we're assuming is it's using actual sugar instead of the...
because it was a little different.
Yeah, like the high fructose corn syrup and, any possible fake sugar.
Yeah. It was like... Because it tastes... And that's what it was weird for me, because, like, while I was drinking it, the more I drank it, the more, like, it just tasted like regular Mountain Dew, and I, like, just kind of got used to it. And then I had, Code Red and Voltage, because I used to buy out all the Code Red that they had. That was a great moment, that I used to do where I would just go to that because there were two that I found actually, and I would just go to the store and I would just or not really a store, like I said, it was in the middle of like the market, because if you know the the geography of Liverpool, there's like a open shopping mall like at St. John's, I think is St. John's like shopping mall, and it's just like one of those outdoor malls where like there's no cars. It's close to like what Quincy Market is in Boston, where it's like outside like a strip mall, but there's like no cars, like it's no street, it's just all walking and such. But anyway, there was a kiosk in one of the paths, and they would sell Mountain Dew, like Code Red and Voltage, and like other flavors too. They had like Live Wire and Original and no whiteout, which is always what I'm looking for. But anyway, and I would go there and I would just ask. I literally was just like, "How much Code Red do you have?" And the guy would be like, "8 cans," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take all 8." And then like I would go back 3 days later and like ask him again, and he's like, "I haven't gotten my stock yet." And then I'm like, "Okay, okay." So I'd go back like a week later and buy out all of the Code Red again, and Voltage too. But he started off he only had like 4 cans of Voltage, so it took him a while. And then eventually, like when I left, I single-handedly made him have to buy more Code Red and Voltage, because I would buy like all of it. Like when I left, he would get a 12-pack of each that I would buy like once a week, and then finish it in the week, and then go back and.
It's bad when you become a regular like that.
Yeah.
Where they buy more of the product just to appease the regular.
That
shows some habits.
I probably raised that guy's freaking, he probably wishes that I came back. He probably doesn't know what where I went, and he's like, "God damn it!" Like he probably still. There's probably like 2 weeks where he still bought more Mountain Dew that he needed, and then like he just kept expecting me to show up and buy like all of the extra ones that he had as well. But then I didn't go back, of course, and now he's got like an influx of Code Red and Voltage. He had to like put the prices down. He's like losing money. He's going out of business now because no one bought it, and now he's just got like this he's just got like this overwhelming amount of Code Red and Voltage that no one will buy because no one drinks soda in Britain. I guess they all drink tea or whatever.
We've just totally ruined that guy's.
Yeah, I just single-handedly
specific sodas.
Yeah, I just broke that guy's kiosk. It's probably closed down now. It's all boarded up with shit. It's a freaking like empty space now.
Oh no.
Just get like super dark randomly about this guy who like was so nice to me and like gave me my Mountain Dew. That I should have brought him with me. I should have been like, "Hey dude, look, I'm leaving back to the States. You want to come with me? If you could keep selling me Mountain Dew, I'll keep buying it." Like,
as long as you can fit in my suitcase, that's all I need.
I mean, well, I would just at that point have to.
But Arbor was in
exactly.
there.
That's what I was gonna say. I would need him to just buy his own ticket at that point because I would have to bring Arbor with me still in my, carry-on, and that was enough. The British airline people, they were not happy about that. Like they I was able to bribe the people in America to let him go over, on the plane in my carry-on. But when I tried that in Britain, luckily it was a really, slow, because I left, my flight was at, 8 in the morning in Manchester, and, I showed up, and there was, no one there. It was kind of hard to navigate through the airport. It was kind of a maze, because it was connected to my hotel that I stayed in, and, it was hard. I finally got to, the check-in place in the airport, and there was, 2 people ahead of me in line, but then, no one else there for that, airline. And I went there with my carry-on, and, Arbor's bitch ass, I knew I should have put duct tape over his mouth, but I didn't. I was like, I've been kind of, a little too mean to him in the last. I did rush him a lot with this stuff. I had to throw out, because he did bring, some of his belongings, a picture of his family, and, some other, whatever crap that he cares about, and I did make him leave some of that, in Liverpool, because it did not fit in my luggage, so I felt bad, and, I did, kick him a couple of times, because he almost made us late for the train, and because he was, giving money to homeless people. I'm like, "There's no time for that, Arbor, we gotta go, stop it, they're gonna buy drugs, stop, it's a waste," and, I did, lash out at him and stuff. So I felt bad. So I was like, you know what? I won't duct tape him. He's already crammed in here, whatever. And because I didn't duct tape his mouth, I put him on the weight thing. We lifted him up, and the suitcase fell over, and he kind of let out like a little whimper, like or something like that. And then, of course, the TSA, or not TSA, I guess it's the British version. They kind of looked at me, and they unzipped the bag, and they see him in there, and they were like, "Oh, you can't bring a person in your carry-on." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can. I brought him here in a carry-on." And they're like, "Well, they shouldn't have let you do that." And like they had this whole thing about how I can't bring people in a carry-on, and I was like, "Look, it's fine, okay? He's an editor for a YouTube channel. He doesn't care, all right?" And Arbor was like making weird like those dopey eyes he gives, and I was like, "Arbor, I swear to God, you keep your mouth shut. I swear, I will duct tape you so much in there when we get back." And then but I lost my cool, and I said that out loud, and then she just, it was this whole thing. So, yeah, like, that's why the guy really, it's a good thing that I didn't do that, because it would just been more awkward if I was also had this other guy with me that I was like, okay, like, he needs to be with me. He's coming, he doesn't speak American. He knows English, so, like, it would have been difficult, but yeah, that was a whole mess. And then I got and so I did a connecting flight. So I went from Manchester to Dublin, and then Dublin to the Boston one. But the Dublin, when we landed in Dublin, so I'm not gonna get into it because some shit went down at that Manchester airport, but he was able to go in my carry-on. I did eventually, he was in the carry-on on the plane. And so I got to Dublin, and then I'm like, here we go. Because I did the connecting flight thing, I'm going to have to go through another airlines in Ireland now to another, like, people going through my carry-on luggage to see if he can go on their plane. And that airport, though, in Dublin was even less populated. There was, like, no one. And I thought there'd be more because it was later in the day, Now it's, like, 9 or 10, because it was only like an hour flight from Manchester to Dublin, but it was actually less crowded there, and which was good. I should say, for those of you worried about whatever, I mean, it's been months now since I have been back, and I did the 2 weeks quarantine and stuff, but the airplanes were all at most half capacity, at most. There could have been 1/3 capacity, honestly. Like, there was, like, no one on those airplanes, no one in the airports. The only time was when I got to Boston. The Boston airport was, like, pretty crowded. But I went, like, outside as soon as I could to wait, for my ride. But anyway, yeah, so when we got to the Dublin airport, I walked up, and actually the person in front of me, I could tell, because they packed it, like, worse than I did. The person in front of me in line also had a person in their carry-on bag, and like that person was like way louder, like talking to him blatantly, like not even trying to be quiet. Like Arbor at least is good when he's in my carry-on bag. Like he tries to be quiet, because he knows. But the person in front of you, they were like talking to the person whose carry-on they were in and stuff, and having conversation. Like, it was clearly a person, like, they were clearly trying to smuggle them, like, without having to pay the plane ticket. And when they put them on the scale to weigh for the carry-on, the Irish, like, airport workers, like, they didn't even care. Like, there was blatantly a person in here, and they were just like, "Aye, okay, you're all set to go," and then, like, that's Scottish, whatever. And they, like, just let him go, like, through, like, without even checking, like, or anything. So that worked out well, actually. So I really only had issue with the British airport, security, about having a person in there. But we dealt with things, I'll just say they basically just talked to Arbor, and I guess we conditioned him well. Whatever he told them in that room, they let him just go in the carry-on. So that was good for him. And yeah. So anyway, but yeah, we're back now, and we're back to recording. So probably next week, you will get gaming videos. That's not a promise. It could be 2 weeks. I don't know. Again, it's on Arbor. We'll see how long it takes him to, edit and stuff.
Sift through all of it.
Well, because in his defense, which he has, he's Arbor. That's all I really need to say. But it's been a while since he's had to edit a gaming videos and stuff. So I will understand if it takes him a couple weeks, to start really getting them out. But the good news is, whether it's next week or the week after, once he starts getting them out, or I start getting them out, he sends them to me. But once I start getting them out, they will be back to going every week. And we don't really know what the schedule is. We might do 2 episodes a week for gaming and then the podcast, or we might just do one gaming episode and then one podcast. And if we do that, then it'll be Monday gaming, Thursday podcast. But we might do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday for videos, or maybe we would do like Monday and Thursday for gaming, and then Saturday the podcast. That way we have something on the weekend for when people are sitting around. Or something. I don't know. I'll talk to Ghost. We'll figure it out. But anyway, it'll just depend on how often I think we'll be able to record, because usually it's every weekend. I'm able to get Ghost over here and we can record. But if it's which we probably can, because I'm working less days now. Even though finals are over, I said 5 days a week I can work. So I have 2 days off, and maybe that'll be enough. We could record every weekend. But yeah, so that's going. Things are going good. Thus, back in the studio.
Yep. Eventually, we're gonna be doing like a lot more.
Yeah. And we are planning on that summer live action special that, when it's actually summer, we'll do it, because it is still spring for another month. I think people forget, they get all excited, but it is still technically spring. So we'll do the summer special, in the actual summer, and then we're always doing stuff. So, and we stream. Keep in mind, we do stream, and a lot of times we stream together. Like I'll be streaming and Ghost will be streaming, but we'll be playing Minecraft together in our individual streams, so you can hop back and forth and whatnot. So
yeah, I still have my Halo 1 playthrough and all that too. So, and eventually Halo 2.
Yeah,
but it'll be a little bit more annoying to get through. Maybe even use some speedrunning tactics in that one.
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
What's wrong with speedrunning?
Well, I think you should experience the game, fully without trying to skip things,
It's a stream though. I can ask the crowd.
All right,
real time.
So then ask the crowd in real time. Actually, that reminds me. What I was gonna say is, we are, always, we do read the comments. Well, I usually have Arbor read them because they can be kind of, abrasive. So I usually have Arbor read the comments, and then he screens them, and he'll show us like the good comments, like the constructive ones. So if you do want us to play a game, I know we've gotten some recommendations already that we are probably gonna do, because what do we care? So we do, if there's ever a game that you think would be funny for us to, or give us some good comedy content, commentary to go through, then feel free to comment. Or if you want to remind Arbor how much he sucks at his job, you can do that too, and he'll read them, and then we won't even know. So I don't check the comments. I don't know.
Unless it's funny, because we deliberately ask him if it's funny and it's shitting on Arbor.
If it's funny and shitting on Arbor, then we do read those, because those are funny. We actually have another guy who reads the comments and tells if they're funny, making fun of Arbor, because sometimes he won't show them, because then we use the same jokes against him, and we really like lay it on him, and it kind of so he stopped telling us when they're like making fun of him, but you could still do it. And then like I said, I got another guy that we hired specifically for comments that are making fun of Arbor. But yeah, so you guys keep up the good work. I know I see Trash Pandas. I see you guys in the comments. You guys are doing your good work in there. So keep it up.
Also,
go guys are...
Will that GhostXan guy just stop insulting me?
Yeah,
Jesus.
that is, like, we really... He has been kind of a bane on the channel.
A bit of an asshole.
He's bringing... If it wasn't for those bots in there giving us all those positive messages, I don't think I would be able to... It's like there's always those bots that come in right as soon as you upload the video. There's always those bots that are like, "Hey, great job! I'm loving the content from this channel and all this stuff." And those really get me. Those really keep me going throughout the day. So for those bots, like that GhostXan guy, he would really just bring me down. So I do appreciate everyone there, you know. But yeah, so good on you, Trash Pandas. We you know, we would not have a channel if no one would watch. Well, we probably still would. I mean, I have my channel and no one watches that.
You have like 3 other channels.
I do have like 3 channels. They're all in the description, by the way. And Ghost channel is all in the
Shameless
description.
plug.
Oh yeah, shameless plug. I don't even care. Watch the E number 15. Comment your answers. I don't even care. And our streaming info's in there. Watch that psych episode.
Which psych episode?
The one that I mentioned in the last podcast.
Oh, with Kurt.
Yeah, with Kurt Smith in it from Tears for Fears, and
fucking basically being treated like a puppy dog that's in
yeah.
this rich guy's house.
It's so funny.
Like,
it's such a good episode.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's in another psych episode, so I'm thinking he's got to be like a big fan of the show or something. Or like a friend of someone's, because he was in another episode too later on, like in a much later season. It could have been the last season even, or second to last season, where he actually gets turned into a zombie. And that's funny because Gus sees him in his Kurt's car, and they kind of like I think they pull up to a stoplight together. I think Gus is parked in a convenience store. Because Sean goes in to get snacks, and then Kurt Smith pulls up in the parking spot next to him, and he's listening to Everybody Wants to Rule the World. And it's funny because he's like got the windows down, and he like sees Gus, and he's like, "Oh, how embarrassing! You've caught me listening to my own music." And then like a zombie just like comes in and like bites him, and he turns into a zombie, and it's like really funny. So yeah, that I don't know which what would it be called? Like which appearance I liked better, because one is funny because he gets turned into a zombie, but then he has a much larger part in the episode that we watched, where he's like some rich guy like hired him to play for his party, but then they in quotes like hit it off, so he stayed for the weekend, but really he's paying him to stay for the weekend, so he just sits outside and plays like acoustic like Tears for Fears songs. It's really funny, and then he shows up at the end at a wedding too, but it's really funny. And they make him like
a really angry drunk.
Yeah, they made him like, yeah, it's just a really great episode. But yeah, so we watched that. We've been watching, we watched Mythic Quest, which great show. Watch Mythic Quest. I'm not going to tell you to watch it on Apple, because I don't like Apple as a company, so, I'm also not going to blatantly tell you to, find other ways to watch it, maybe illegal ways to watch it. I'm not saying to do that. I mean, you can. I'm not going to physically stop you. I don't think I should be expected to do that, but, I certainly wouldn't, express support for it. But yeah, Mythic Quest is a great show. It's written by Sunny and Philly people, and like it's just really funny. It's about people who make a video game and then all the sorts of hijinks that go on there, and it's not a very well run office of
yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of incompetence. Maybe
very much so.
Yeah, or not so much incompetence, but it's more so none of them are really good at running a like they're just not very good at working together. They all kind of have their own little ideas of what to do, and then they don't really work with each other well. And then like the corporate guy is like a pushover, which is never good because they're the ones that need to be able to
Put their foot down.
yeah, tell people like you can't do this.
The soy boy that he is.
Yeah, it's very funny. So check that out if you can. Uh-oh.
I had the Fanta stuck, like, climbing up my throat.
That's what Tom Hanks said.
Yeah, he was the can.
This summer, Tom Hanks is the Fanta can. God. That's a reference to a South Park episode where they make fun of...
Also starring Tom Hanks as the person drinking the can.
Where they make fun of Tom Hanks, like, just playing any role in a movie and, and doing a good job at it, I'll add that he does a good job acting, but, he just will be anything, and he's always, voicing things, I guess, but it was a joke they were doing, but... Yeah, so, I had some talking points, but I forget now.
This is late night shit-fuckery we're talking about.
Yeah.
We still hear the birds. That's usually a bad sign, but
I wonder if the birds are gonna pick up in the...
Maybe.
That would really,
That would... We're not putting that in as background noise on purpose. That's actually legit birds outside.
If you guys hear that, the birds, it's not like... And it's not even like we lied about... It's now 5:15, and the birds usually wake up at about 4 in the morning, and start freaking, being noisy and outside. So,
being birds.
Being birds, yeah, worst. Friggin' birds, dude. We don't need them.
Actually, we do.
No, I don't think so.
Ecosystem-wise, we definitely do.
I don't think we need birds. I don't think they serve a purpose. I don't think so. They don't. They just fly around and then make noise. What do they do? Kill the worms? Yeah, great. What's gonna happen if there's too many? What are they gonna do if there's too many? They eat the seeds.
And
if anything, they don't
digest them.
If anything, they take away from the spreading of seeds because they eat them. Like a tree is gonna try to pollinate, and get the seeds, spread, and then the birds come out and eat them. That's why they're always ruining people's gardens and stuff because they keep eating the seeds and whatnot. I keep buying those metal cans that you hang from trees and you put seeds in them, and then it as it
what are you talking about?
I'm telling you, the metal cans.
You have not bought that before.
No, the metal cans that
you haven't bought that before.
Can I finish?
I'm gonna call you out on that one.
Look, I hang metal cans from trees. And you fill them with seeds, and then over time the seeds are supposed to fall on the ground and then plant more trees and stuff.
That is
and
definitely not what that's for.
And the birds keep coming and eating out of the little holes that it's supposed to drop the... I buy the freaking these metal cans to hang so that it grows more trees in the yard, and the birds keep coming and eating all the seeds. And sometimes the squirrels come and eat the seeds. And the squirrels I'm fine with because I'm pretty sure the squirrels just see the birds doing it and they think it's okay, so then they come and they scare the birds away. And usually the squirrels will just come, take a few, and then leave, and then they don't come back. Whereas the birds will come every day, make a ton of noise at 4 in the morning when we're trying to go to sleep or record podcasts apparently, and then these birds come. They're honestly, they're a plague on our ecosystem. They're a plague on the ecosystem. If anything, they killing our worms. Okay, they're eating our seeds. They're being noisy. They're keeping us from going to sleep. And we need that. We might
What
get...
are you talking about?
We might get sleep at different hours of the day than most other people, but, we still try to go to sleep.
Where we are, location-wise in America.
Yeah, that's a good point. We probably have, if you compare it, we probably go to sleep for normal time somewhere in the world, right? Where would that be? If I go to sleep at 6 a.m. here, that would be like, where would it be earlier? Oh, like if we went west. So maybe we go to sleep for the right time in California. We just do it, in Connecticut. So we're on like a California sleep schedule, basically, I guess. That's what I'm gonna start telling people. Next time like my mom is like, "Oh, you have a messed up, you don't you go to sleep too late or whatever." I'm gonna be like, "I don't go to sleep too late. I'm just on a California sleep schedule." See, so, and then she'll probably say something like, "Oh, you've never been to California," but I'm like, "Yeah, but like, look, that's just where my mindset is, because we're YouTubers. We're supposed to be like in LA. That's where all the YouTubers live in America. So we gotta be in that sleep schedule so that we can keep our upload times that the same.
Sure. Sure.
I was expecting a yeah there, and like
Yeah, what?
a son of a bitch. He's trying to start it, and I'm not gonna. Okay. Oh my god, the fucking. No. Oh jeez.
Oh fuck.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can definitely tell this
is late night shit fuckery right here. If I was to have to fix anything, it would be with duct tape right now. That's the type of,
just duct tape. Only duct tape.
I mean, that's how my side view mirror is on my car right now. I'm glad for duct tape because I wouldn't be able to drive my car if I didn't have duct tape right now. Because I'd be able to drive it and I'd probably be fine, but I'd get pulled over because my side view mirror would be hanging off of it. So like imagine like driving down the freaking high, or not really highway, but if I was like driving real fast, it was like clanking against the side of my car because it's like. Oh my god, it would sound like one of those freaking like physics like objects from like Gary's Mod, or like one of those
Source engine games.
Yeah.
Just sticking a prop halfway through the ground and
Uh-huh.
just letting it fucking
Like-
jitter all over the place.
Yeah, and it's like that's what I would imagine it would be like if I was to drive with my side view mirror hanging off of my car. But yeah, so good thing for duct tape.
That clicking shows up very prominently.
Well, I'm sorry. I just fidgeting with. Wait, is that from this?
Stop diddling with it.
I don't diddle, kids. Oh, look. But look at how. Whoops, sorry, I dropped it.
Good job.
But look at the sound. It's such a.
We completely understand Super Mega when it comes to waveforms now.
Yeah, it's just so cool to look at. Like, look at the little like. It's such like a psst, like it's such like a little line. Oh man, it's a very clean looking waveform. It's just like a literal just very short, sharp noise. That's a good word. Yeah, it's a very sharp waveform. This is like, we already have the freaking lava lamp, so we did not need a waveform to look at. We were already freaking like good at zoning out looking at something. We did not need this added waveform thing to like see while we record.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, that's funny. Wait, this is. Wait, let me see if the. Okay, it does not look like the bird chirping was showing up. Which...
No, it probably will while we're talking.
Yeah,
though.
Probably if we're talking and they chirp, you'll hear. So the new plan is to just, as soon as I hear them chirp, I'm just gonna stop talking, and so that way you guys don't hear the bird chirping. Although on the other hand, you will just hear random like silences that keep happening because it's the birds going off. It's not dead air. It's not because we don't have things to talk about. It's because there's birds outside, okay? And we're trying to keep you guys from having to hear the birds.
We really don't need to do that, though. Like, at all.
Yeah, no, well, because the birds, we don't want them showing up in the podcast.
Why?
They're not... I just went off about how much I don't
We
like the
don't
birds.
we don't want to like list them down in the
Yeah,
description.
I don't want to have to put all their individual YouTube channels and shit in the. Imagine me trying to have to track them down, ask them like, sir, what YouTube sir, you run our podcast, sir. I don't like that'd be so much work to have to go out there. I don't like birds. I don't like birds. You know, they're always annoying. I'm kind of afraid. Like I don't want to say I'm afraid. It's more so my uncle likes birds. He has like birds for pets. And the issue is that they always like I just don't get it. Like you can't it's so hit or miss, I feel like, whether they're nice or not, like whether they like you or not. And they're very like they're not good with guests. They're very like nervous creatures. Like they pretty much only like their owner. Like they only like my uncle. Like any guest that he has over, they do not like you. And they are very like they'll only be nice to him. And like yeah, they're good for him, but like when I go over, they're always and one of the birds he has is legitimately like aggressive towards me. Like it'll like if I'm in the same room or like if it's like perched on something and I'm like leaning on like a table next to it, it'll like actively seek out to try to like peck me and like attack me. And the issue, it's not like I can say I'm afraid because I know that I could, you know, handle the situation very easily. But the issue is, of course, that it's my uncle's pet, so I wouldn't want to handle the situation, which puts me in this really awkward state where I'm like, I'm not about to get attacked by a bird, but also I don't want to handle the bird. So I just don't see the appeal at all. They're just like I don't know. I just don't. They're just bad. And then you got all the fake ones. You have like the air quotes pigeons and stuff that are just government surveillance like drones.
No, let's not go this route. No,
and like
no,
I don't even. And you know it's just
stop.
what
Stop.
what
No,
what
stop.
what do you mean stop
Stop.
what
Stop.
what
Yeah.
what about them? You're gonna tell me that the government does not make surveillance drones that look like birds to spy on people. You're gonna sit here and tell me that at least 60% of birds are actually not government surveillance drones, and that they're just animals in our environment that serve no purpose naturally. Because the only reason I can think of for why birds are here with no niche or anything in nature is because they're not natural in that they were put here specifically. And then see, and now the government, they're smart about it because notice as soon as we started to catch on, then they started to pretend that they were related to dinosaurs because they were like, okay, what's one thing that will make people? They're like, what if we said that birds have been here since the dawn of time, and we like get a bunch of scientists and people to say that's true. So then they got like how the government can just make people do things. So they just got all the scientists to say that dinosaurs had feathers, that dinosaurs are ancient relatives of birds, so that it just solidifies that birds have been here for this whole time when they haven't. And honestly, government, you should have just made them into like cats or something like that. Like how easy it would be. Like obviously your programming skills are questionable with them. I mean, we've all seen birds fly into crap, but like if they
yes, completely clear windows
if
that
they
even humans have literally walked into.
If they wanted to make drones to spy on people, they should have just made them like pets, like cats or something. Like how many people would buy them? Like imagine if they just turned like a Furby or something, and like we just found out that they were drones. I'd be like, that's a smart move. Like that is how you get into people's houses. Like look at like Google and stuff. Like they want to have spies in people's homes. They don't make them look like dumbasses that just like literally sit on wires and stare into your house, clearly probing your conversations. They just blatantly tell you, "Oh yeah, no, you put it in here, you talk to it. Yeah, tell it your life secrets." And then they give it like AI that's like nice and will want people to like talk to it and stuff, So that's a smart way to do it. And I think that really shows us something that, like, the big companies do a better job at, surveillance and stuff than the government does. And it's funny because you always think of, like, espionage and stuff like that as being like run by national governments, when really I feel like more realistically it would be done by, like, like the big companies, like the big dogs up there, ruling the world. Like, everyone knows that, like, governments don't rule the world. It is the companies that do it. So, I mean, look what happens when the government tries to, like, keep tabs on people. You get birds. And then when, like, companies try to keep tabs on people, you get, like, Alexa and Google Home and stuff like that. And it works. So... Guys, I think I broke him. This might have pushed
your
him.
literal padding of the fucking audio.
This might have this
fake bird rant.
That's not fake. I just told I'm true. Like, I honestly that's all true stuff right there. Look, I'll call up the Frog King or something. He explains
this is not a name we bring up.
He explains
for specific reasons.
He explained
to the YouTube guidelines.
He explains it better than I do. Okay, so I could give him a call.
If we're gonna like chop 10 minutes worth of a rant because you added
the Frog King or something. Well, no. Now I'll just put a different name over it. So we'll say like the Frog King or something. Jesus. Hey, no one's watching at this point anyway, so it's
listening. No one's listening at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean,
because it's audio.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there's pictures. As a matter of fact, the pictures just changed right there. So
I hope one of them's just a middle finger.
They have a reason. They have a reason to watch now.
I hope one of them's a middle finger.
Picture changed. It's a new picture
like
there.
Up in the top left, a middle finger.
Okay, well,
maybe super tiny or like semi-large.
They could be a decent sized middle finger in the top left if you really want, I guess.
Okay, cool.
I mean, yeah, just yeah. I mean, Arbor can do that, I guess. He's done that. He's done stuff like that before.
Then a picture of a penny.
Of a penny. Where do you want that? You have to,
like,
if you don't give him a direction.
Center.
Dead center. Okay. Wow.
Tails and heads right next to each other.
Oh, so you want like
separate
both
images?
Okay.
Just like, or it's like the one image, but it has the both sides. You know, just by looking up penny, you'll probably get a picture that has both sides.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Just to see if people are actually paying attention.
Yeah. Okay. So if you are watching at this point, why don't you comment? Dang, Arbor, that penny was on point in the comment.
And also whatever the hell is in the bottom right corner.
Okay, yeah, that's a good test. That's a good
test. We know you're paying attention.
Yeah, so we know that you didn't that you're actually watching the video part and you're not just listening. Oh man.
Oh,
no. Oh jeez. Man.
How's it going, dude?
Stay away from alcohol. I'm gonna kick your ass. Oh,
okay.
I'm gonna kick his ass.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god! I just remembered I didn't watch the episode of Rick and Morty this week because we were recording.
We were fucking about.
Yeah, we were. Well, don't say that, but we were recording one of the episodes for your birthday.
Yeah.
I'll have to rewatch that. I mean, Dad records it, so I need to watch it later. But
Ugh.
wow.
Look at how spread apart that one is.
Yeah, right. Because it
That one's pretty funky looking.
Yeah, because you burped. It's like a.
Because it clicked a few times
Yeah,
instead of just like a solid burp.
Yep. Well, that is, like I said, it makes you, and yeah, it does got like a weird aftertaste because it's like orange. It's like eating an orange. Like you get that.
Yeah.
You know, weird. Ugh. Or like it's the same aftertaste you get from drinking.
But hey, at least one thing's for certain: we're not getting scurvy because it's like natural.
We're not getting. You could
orange.
probably prevent scurvy with that orange Fanta from Britain. The one here, I wouldn't make that.
Definitely not.
I would not make that claim about American, Fanta orange. But Fanta orange, on the other hand, you could. That's like a actual like substitute for like daily fruit intake. Probably I don't know. It's like it does taste. It's very similar to the effects you would get from drinking orange juice. The aftertaste, like, yeah. The actual taste of the drink, like I said, it's like carbonated Sunny D, essentially, because it's like sugary, but it's like oranges. It's not, like that orange flavoring, but which is weird. And wait till you try grape, because I have grape in there too, and grape is the same way, where it does not taste like freaking. It tastes like the grape Snapple, kinda. But, like, better than the grape Snapple. Because the grape Snapple's not that great. But, like, it's, like, good. Because it's not like our grape flavoring that we have here. It's pretty good. Oh, and the one that you tried, Friday night. When you had the wild cherry one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite flavor is the Fanta wild cherry. Which, is really good. It's like maraschino cherry is clearly what they're going for, and it's good.
What?
He's doing like
I'm just airing out my nuts in the background.
He's doing like an
You call me out on that?
No, I wasn't gonna call you on it. I was gonna say that you were doing an Irish step dance, but if you want him to know that freaking. Which, that's a compliment, because, like, I wouldn't be able to do an Irish step dance. So if you were doing a little jig over there, that would be pretty impressive. And the amount of, spontaneity that it would just take for you to just randomly get up freaking 5:30 in the morning and just do a little dance. I would be so impressed by that. Like, if you guys are still watching, I'm not going to give you anything, but kudos, I guess, just, we appreciate it. Not that we have monetization or anything, but, I guess it's just the good feeling of knowing that either you fell asleep or what we were saying interested you enough that you watched the whole thing.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Well, I guess, I don't know, I guess that's it now. We got an extra half hour there. Probably like 20 minutes after I cut out all the, times that you're swearing and whatnot, but I guess we'll put in, we'll let them go to sleep then. Put some lullaby music for them and go to, put the, You didn't hit the.
No. Oh, you want me to get the gun?
What? No, not the gun.
Okay,
no.
I got the gun.
That's not the.
Here we go.
Stop the gun. No, what are you doing? Stop. You can't.